Hi guys, today I'm back with another declutter video. It's been a little while since I've done one, but over the past, I would say year, I've done concealers, foundations, highlights, bronzers, face palettes, a lot of different declutters, so I will link to that whole playlist down below. Today we're tackling the first half of my eyeshadow palette, so kind of smaller palettes, a lot of drugstore, but also some high-end in there as well, and I feel like I don't know, eyeshadow palettes are a really tough one, and keep in mind, I've been holding on to some of these palettes literally to declutter them. I've been on YouTube since 2012, I've been a makeup junkie for a little bit before then, and these are basically everything that I've had up until then. I decluttered a little bit before I moved to Toronto, so obviously gonna have more than the average person, and my goal here is not to like get rid of everything, it's just to kind of clear things out, refill your, what is the word I'm looking for? Familiarize myself with my collection again to kind of inspire me to try some new things. So that is kind of the goal, and as always, anything that is brand new that I'm getting rid of will be donated to a shelter here in Toronto, and the rest will be given to friends and family. I tend to get a lot of people kind of like jokingly asking me for products, but most of the time, once this declutter is up, it's been like several weeks since I actually filmed it and the products have gone to other good homes. So as always, I will link to everything that I can down below, along with everything that is on my face. This tutorial should actually be live, so I will link to it down below, and I think that is about it. Oh, also the white blanket that I'm using, always a lot of concern over this, not a family heirloom, totally okay if it gets dirty. So let's go ahead and get started. So here it is, everything all laid out. It's so satisfying to see it all laid out together. I think there's about 100 here. I'll do a final count once I have it split, because I was trying to count and I literally just was getting mesmerized and couldn't keep track. But as always, I'm gonna start off by showing you some of my absolute favorite palettes, and then we'll kind of pick our way through by brand or whatever it may be. I don't know, there's a lot here, so let's get into it. Right off the bat, this is one of my favorite palettes that I have here, and you'll notice in my favorites a bit of a warm toned color theme, but this is the Colourpop Yes Please palette. It is very well loved, but also just kind of a messy palette in general. I did do a 3 looks 1 palette on this, and I will link to everything below that I can, but that being said, there's a lot of things I'm going to talk about here today, so you can always search on my channel. There's like a little search bar and type in the palette, or just search my name plus the palette, and anything I've done on it will come up. But really love this, great value. If it wasn't implied, this is going to stay. In some other warm toned goodness here, the Smashbox Ablaze palette, really love this. Traveled with it a bunch because it has my mattes, it has shimmers, nice and small and compact, cute packaging too, so this will stay. And then the Too Faced Peanut Butter palette, I used this a ton when it first came out. I was so excited that it was in the States when I was in the States for work, because I don't think it launched in Canada initially, or maybe it was only on the Too Faced website. Anyways, I really love this too, so I'm gonna keep this as well. If you're like, I came here for decluttering, why are you keeping all of these things? I thought I would mix it up and show you 2 things that I'm gonna get rid of. This one is from Almay. There's nothing wrong with it. I actually do like the quality of the shadows, but I can't really get a complete look from it, so I am gonna get rid of it. And then this one is from Essence, one of their nude palettes. Although the quality is good, as you can see, the shades are quite muted. A lot of them don't even really show up on my skin tone, so this will go as well. So here we have a selection of Quo palettes, and as you may be able to guess, none of these are really within my kind of color preference, and they're also quite pastel-y and don't really show up on my skin well. Every year Quo does a collection that kind of comes in similar packaging, and generally they send me them. I have used a few. The newest collection is actually really nice. It's kind of like deserty themed, but these don't really do it for me, and you yourself can't even really purchase them anymore, so there's no point. This one is also cracked as well, so these will all go. Historically, I tend to like their face stuff better than their eye stuff, mostly because of just the shade selection are always quite cool toned and pastel, so these are going. I have a couple of brand new palettes in here that I have yet to use. Well, actually, I'll get to that in a minute. But anyways, this one is from the new Smashbox Crystallized collection, which if I have a tutorial on this on Instagram, I will upload it. I don't think it will be up yet, but really loving everything. And although this is kind of like a different color palette for me, I am trying to switch it up and keep it interesting for myself and for you, and the packaging, that is just gorgeous. Then this from Marc Jacobs, they sent me this recently. I haven't tried it yet. Again, definitely more cool tone, but gorgeous. And I feel like these shades will, at the very least, translate on my skin, and I've never tried Marc Jacobs before, so I'm gonna hold on to that. This I bought in LA in December of 2018? No, 17. Whoa, okay. Yeah, I gotta use this. I've only ever swatched it. It is from A Dose of Colors, the Sultry Sienna's palette. Wow, I'm the absolute worst. Gotta make use of this. So they're all staying. Some e.l.f. palettes here. Again, really great quality, similar to the other one that I mentioned. So I'm gonna keep the Mad for Matte 2 because I think it has like basically everything I need. And then I'm gonna get rid of the other 2 just because I don't need it. Like I was thinking about keeping this because it has like nice browns in here, but the other one has nice browns too. So I'm gonna get rid of this, and I'm gonna get rid of this as well just because I obviously have too many and this has everything that I need. So these 2 will go, Mad for Matte 1 and the Nudes, and Mad for Matte 2 will stay. I have a couple of palettes here that they didn't necessarily blow me away, but I either love the packaging or they're special to me for some reason, so they will be staying. This one is from the Sephora Moschino collection, and it looks like a little purse. Like, stupid, but also so adorable, so cute. And the shadows are actually really good. I did use these in a video when it did launch, so I like that at the very least. Even though it's bulky, the shadows are really good, and it's like obviously more of a collector's piece if you are into that brand. So gonna keep that. The MAC Patrick Star, generally I hold on to like any MAC limited edition stuff, except for maybe one thing today I might get rid of, and it's pretty cool. Like, you know, from MAC artist to collaborating with MAC, it's very, very special. So gonna hold on to that. And then I was so excited when the Too Faced, what is this even called? Peanut Butter and Honey palette came out, because I love the original and I love yellow eyeshadows. And it's not that this was a bad palette. Love all 6 of these shades here. This is what irks me. Why do we need these? Like, who are these really showing up on that differently? Like, we don't need these gigantic pans of basically the same shade. I mean, you may disagree, but I just don't think it's necessary, but I'm keeping it anyways. Contradicting. Here are a couple palettes that are gonna go. This one from Maybelline, the 24 karat gold. Really only the gold shade is any good in here. I don't know if you can see, but it's almost like it has hard pan when I've barely used it, and I really did not enjoy these palettes. I like their smaller palettes, which we will get into momentarily. This one is actually, it's really pretty. If you like kind of iridescent, kind of bright shades, you can use these on the face as well. It is really nice. I'm not gonna reach for it. I know it, and I haven't actually reached for it. And then lastly, this one is from Makeup Forever. Although the shades are great, see, I'm like, these are really, really good shades. Makeup Forever makes good shadows, but I just don't reach for it. And like I said, I do like to hold on to things that I'm not necessarily going to reach for all the time, but if I do a full face of Makeup Forever or whatever it might be, but I'm just going to get rid of it. Okay, so let's talk Maybelline again. I really liked the Lemonade Craze. I never did try the soda one, but I did like this one, so I'm going to keep it. For these City Minis, I think, again, for variety's sake, I will hold on to a few of these. These are substantially better quality than the other bigger palettes, and they're a nice little size. So I'm going to hold on to this green one. I think it's kind of cool, and I'm going to hold on to, tempted to hold on to this one, even though a shade is cracked. You know what? No, I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to get rid of this kind of brown one because I have enough, and then I'm going to, you know what, I'm just going to keep the green one. Let's be honest. I'm not going to be reaching for them that often. So I'm going to get rid of these 3 and hold on to the green and the Lemonade Craze. Moving on to, oh, I can see my other hand. Moving on to some Canadian brands. I have these 2 here from Joe Fresh, and I'm going to keep this more basic one. It looks like the Sonia Kashuk one that was like really popular for a while there, and maybe get rid of this one, although I like those shades. You know what? I'm going to hold on to both of those. I am going to get rid of this one from Liz Wattier. Really pretty kind of marble packaging. It was a limited edition collection, and really nice shadows. But I'm going to get rid of it. And then Stellar, again, a Canadian brand. Reviewed their foundation a while back. I'm going to... feel bad like getting rid of Canadian brands. Like, there's nothing wrong with it, you know what I mean? So and I'm a makeup junkie, it's my job. This ain't easy trying to decide, because then sometimes I have like regrets, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, I want to do a full face of Canadian makeup, or I wanted to compare this to something else, and then I regret like getting rid of things. But most of the time I almost never regret getting rid of something. It's like clothing. You get really attached to it and then you don't notice when it's gone, so it's gonna go. Also, if anybody has anything to say about the amount of warm tone palettes that I'm keeping, I don't need that kind of negativity, okay? They're all different in their own special way. Gonna be holding on to this Huda Beauty palette. Really gorgeous, great shades in here. Along with this one from Tease Cosmetics. It's the Riot palette. Really like this. I almost never hear anybody talking about it. Available at Hudson's Bay. Then This one I think I'm gonna get rid of. Give it to a friend. I haven't touched it, and it's a really nice palette, but I have other Too Faced palettes that I like, and I don't need it. And I'd mostly be using it for these warmer shades. Again, these lighter shades are not going to do much for me, so I think I'm going to get rid of it. I do love the face palette from this collection though. I have some Nars palettes here, and I really like all of them. I actually honestly hadn't touched this one yet because I wasn't sure, because I already have this one, but then I'm looking at it and look at those shades, and then look at these browns here. It's gotta stay. This is one of their newer ones, and it's in the shade Ignited. This was from last year, and this one is in Wanted, also going to stay. The Nars Man Ray, this was one of my favorite palettes they've ever done. I felt it was slightly more balanced than something like those that have so much shimmer in them. I really loved this a lot, so that's gonna stay. It was Holiday. And then this one, maybe I'll get rid of this one because it's really only kind of like shimmery shades, but they're very pretty. Also, sometimes people ask me to like swatch everything in my declutters, and that's just literally impossible. Like, it's just not gonna happen. We'd be here for a lifetime. It's so pretty. But honestly, they're quite light, and I don't think I'm gonna reach for the besides like inner corner, so I'll get rid of it. But I love you. I have some NYX palettes here, and I've been really blown away by NYX eyeshadows lately. Gonna be holding on to this Ultimate palette in Phoenix. It has so many good shades, great quality, and so nice and compact, because drugstore palettes can get so bulky. Like, it's the same size as this that has these gigantic pans and only 6 shades, and this gives me like everything I need and more. So this will stay, and then these two will go. I don't even know, I think these haven't even been used yet, so these will be donated to a shelter. But yeah, these are great, and the Off Tropic palettes are amazing too. You'll see those in my other eyeshadow palette declutter. I should have mentioned these earlier in the kind of like raved about eyeshadows, but I wanted to keep all the Wet n Wild together. Some of the best drugstore eyeshadows, some of the best eyeshadows. They're so good. Their new collection is amazing. So I am gonna get rid of these two because they're part of the older collection. Kind of want to hold on to Comfort Zone just because, like, if you're a makeup junkie, you know. So we're gonna hold on to that. I'll get rid of this one. It is the Poster Child palette, and then I think I'm gonna hold on to all of these with the exception of Nude Awakening, just because it's not really for me. And I know I own the purple palette that looks like this. I know there's palettes in here, I've forgotten. But anyways, I will declutter that when I come across it, but I'm gonna get rid of this and then keep all the rest of these. You may have seen my video. This is a total dupe pretty much for the Modern Renaissance palette. Traveled with this a lot, so you can see it has a crack in there, but these palettes are phenomenal. So these are all going to stay, and then this one just because, you know, it's old school, and then these ones will go. I also just realized I have a double of the L'Oreal Paradise palette, so this is going to be decluttered. Moving on to CoverGirl, similarly to the Wet n Wild, they really stepped up their game. Again, a lot of dupes in here, so this one is very similar to Modern Renaissance. This is a great colorful palette. Fun fact on this Jewel palette, the gold in here actually makes an incredible face highlight, and the green is really gorgeous. Just be careful that you don't get the black and green on your face, but doubles as a great highlight for travel. So I'm gonna hold on to all of these. I love the Peach Punch one as well. I will get rid of the True Naked Nudes, and then yeah, I'll probably get rid of the Chocoholic one too, because it has just a lot of browns in there pretty much, and I've got other browns in here, so these will go, these will stay. I think like this is going pretty good. More great drugstore eyeshadows that are also dupes of high-end and have improved in quality and shade range are the Rimmel Magnifies palettes. So I will be, right off the bat, I know I'm gonna get rid of these two. Not because of quality, because of, sorry my ring light is so annoying, because of shade selection. And I was never really big on the original Naked palettes anyways, and that's kind of what these are modeled after. What will be staying for sure are these. So the Color Edition, which I love, which I don't think is really modeled after anything in particular. Then the Spice, which is like kind of the Naked Heat, and then the Magnifies Crimson Edition, which is very similar to the Naked Cherry, which this actually came out first, but it came out a little bit later in Canada. So they are kind of dupes of each other, even though the more affordable one came out first, but that doesn't really matter. Dupe doesn't necessarily imply price. So those will all stay. And then these ones, oh wait, is this the same? They are, just in different packaging, right? Wow, okay, so I'm going to get rid of both of them. They're just like a little bit cool tone. They're not really my jam. Moving on, I got a couple kind of random palettes here. I bought this in Ohio when I was at a Dollar Tree or some form of dollar store there, and it actually isn't bad quality, but I am just gonna get rid of it. Then from Kiss, I'm gonna get rid of both of these just because I haven't touched them yet. This actually looks really cool, but I just have too many, and if I ever do want to do a Kiss video, I can always reach out to them or go pick them up myself. So I am going to get rid of these, and someone else will get better use of them than myself. A lot of talk about this brand, not as much recently, but it's Bad Habit, and I gotta say, I really love, oh man, it's got a crack in it, that's annoying. I really do enjoy them. This one is a dupe for the Huda Beauty one, so maybe I'll get rid of this because I was kind of planning on doing a dupes video and I never really got around to it. I did do one a little while back, so I'll link to that down below. So I am going to get rid of this, but I will hold on to this one because it's got great shades in there. And you can buy Bad Habit on Hush, which was available to shop for Canadians, but I don't think it is anymore, unfortunately. I think they're trying to get it back because I did a video and I was like, I bought it from Shop Hush, and then literally like a month later they stopped shipping to Canada. But yeah, so I really do like this oh, forgot how broken that was. Okay, so more warm palettes. Holding on to this Naked Heat, just a great little palette supplement. This one is the Latte Palette from Bare Minerals. I wore this in my waterproof makeup video, and it doesn't claim to be waterproof, but this was one of the eyeshadow palette that I brought to Antigua. I thought it was a good travel palette, but like, I'm not wearing eyeshadow on the beach. Like, I've stopped packing eyeshadows now for travel, but I do really love it. And then this one from Bobbi Brown, I need to fix. There's 2 shades broken now. There used to only be 1. I bought that like moon mousse stuff, so I am going to fix this, but I don't know if you're like me, but I just have like probably 5 or 6 pieces of broken makeup that I'm like, I'll fix it, and then I never ever do. So stay tuned. Some more kind of randomness here. This one is from Stila. You can kind of see me there. You can see how my hair is not done, but this is the Matte and Metal eyeshadow palette. I'm gonna get rid of it. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna get rid of it. I never use it. Then from Pure, this was probably the first warm tone palette I ever bought. I think I bought it from like the Shopping Network or something. I was so excited. All matte, all warm tones, but it was very disappointing, very bad pigmentation. So I'm gonna get rid of it. From Bobbi Brown, this is one of their nude palettes in kind of the cooler tones. So I'm gonna keep this because, as you saw, I've kept a lot of warm tones. And then from Kat Von D, the Pastel Goth, I will keep this because it's really unique in terms of shades. Okay, some more palettes that we have here, a bunch of circular ones. Some more from, oh my god, why is literally everything broken? As I mentioned before, remember, this is not a family heirloom blanket. It cost $15 from Winners, and I purposefully have it to do beauty and declutters on it because people always complain that I'm doing it on a white blanket. I'm like, do you want me to do it on my gross black island counter? Anyways, gonna get rid of this because obviously that's broken and I don't want to fix it. This one I will get rid of as well. I hate this split pan business and I haven't used that before. I'll get rid of this from Tarte as well. It was pretty, but again, only 1 matte shade in there and I'm just not going to reach for it. So circles you will go. I think you can guess what's going to happen to this bulky guy. That's going to go. From Hard Candy. This is also from Hard Candy. Again, not my kind of shades. No mattes even in there, so that will go. From Milani, I will hold on to this. They have so much new stuff that I need to try. It's really hard to find in Canada, the new stuff. This is a MAC Nutcracker collection palette. Really cute packaging, decent quality, but the packaging is pretty cool. But I shouldn't just keep it because of that. I'm gonna get rid of it. And then the Venus palette, Lime Crime. So Lime Crime is a bit of an odd brand. It was a brand I really loved when I first got into makeup in like 2011, 2012. I was so excited when this palette came out. And then right after I bought this palette was when like everything kind of hit the fan with the owner and credit card scams and stuff. I don't even know what happened. Currently, I'm not purchasing from the brand. I don't know, I just haven't done any research to where they're at, but I do love this palette and I have already spent the money, so I am going to be holding on to this. Okay, so I think most of these were sent to me by Sleek. I was on their PR list for a little while there, but Sleek is actually the first brand I ever purchased from online, I think, because I watched a lot of British beauty YouTubers when I first started, but I think the original palette that I bought broke, but I kept it for years and years and years. I think these were all sent to me. I'm gonna only hold on to a couple of them that are like more unique. So This one is the, what is this called? The Acid palette. My camera can't even handle the color, but if I remember correctly, I don't even know that all of these are eye safe. But anyways, I'm gonna hold on to it. I'm gonna keep this. I think it's really cute. Look at all that freaking shadow there on the blanket. I'm gonna turn down my light a little bit so you can see the colors better. I think that's kind of a cute palette. I like the mixture of blues and corals. And then, if you can see, this one is totally smashed, so that will go. This was the palette I had originally, but this is the newer version. It was the Au Naturel palette. It was the first one I bought before I knew I had a love for warm tones. So I'm gonna, is this, are these the same? No. I don't know, I'm so torn. You know what, I'm gonna get rid of it. I'm gonna get rid of this one. Is this the exact same shade? Like, that looks exactly, oh no, one's a little more purple. But they are not exactly the same, but they're very close. Anyways, I'm gonna keep that one. This is so cute and pastel-y. Oh no, okay, I'll hold on to that and then I'll get rid of the rest. This one's kind of nice too. You know, no, gonna go. So, getting rid of 6 of the sleek palettes, but still holding on to 4 of them, which I think that's too much, but anyways. So this is what I believe to be a monumental day when it comes to my declutters. I'm getting rid of more than I kept, which is very surprising. I'm sorry, I'm standing on my tippy toes if the camera's a little shaky, but I thought it was going to be much harder to get rid of eyeshadow palettes because they're more expensive. I have more of a connection to them for whatever reason. I want more variety as well. So getting rid of all of the palettes over here, which is a total of 51, sorry, and then keeping the palettes over here, which is a total of 43 or 44. I lost count. But yeah, pretty impressed with myself, I gotta say. So there you have it. I think I kind of killed it. This may be my most, I won't say successful declutter because like I said, I'm not looking to get rid of a bunch, but it really helps me just like breathe a sigh of relief because I live in a very small apartment and I can't have eyeshadow palettes on every surface of my home. So that is everything. Stay tuned for a larger palette declutter that should be coming shortly, and be sure to check out the rest of my declutter playlist down below. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to connect with me, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at SamanthaJaneYT, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!